here. Today we're going to do another quick look at another book, physical copy. If anyone was interested in purchasing, you have an idea what it was you were going to get for your money. So today we're looking at Lamentations of the Flame Princess, Rules and Magic. So this little beauty, and I say little because it's A5 in size. Let's give you a comparison. Trusty DM's Guide for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. Standard size book for an RPG. Here you go. You can see that Lamentations is quite a bit smaller. Now, smaller in size does not necessarily mean that the game is less than. This game is fantastic. It is a OSR game, which means it's old school revival or old school renaissance. And it is a retro clone from early editions of Dungeons & Dragons. With that said, you won't find any feats in here. You won't find any extensive lists of character classes or races. What you will find is a very streamlined, easy rule set to use for fantasy gaming. That can be, if someone was inclined to do so, converted to other settings and genres as well. So quickly we'll look at the classes. We have Cleric, Magic User, Specialist, which is kind of a rogue or thief-like class. Skills. And in addition to that, we also have races as class, the standard dwarf, elf, and halfling. So there's your classes. We'll look at the equipment list and adventuring rules. Here you'll get into movement and travel, healing, using light sources, etc. So all the rules that a DM or GM would need in order to run the game. Typical things like movement and encumbrance, and some other things like maritime adventures. And another big aspect of play in Lamentations and old school gaming in general is the usage of hirelings or retainers, which you'll find rule sets for in here as well. Now, if you were to buy this product on RPG Now or DriveThruRPG, you would get it for free. It's a free download, but it would not include any of the art that you'll see in this published and produced physical copy that I have here. Now, one of the things that's really cool in this book as well, which you'll see a little later, see that skull, I'll show you. It's like a flip-through adventure for the decomposition of said skull. You'll see that there's mechanics and rules of play for combat in the game. And we'll also take a closer look at some of these pictures. Now this one might be familiar to many of you because it is the current banner for the OSG. Now these pages, full colored, are the only color that you'll see in the book. But as you can see as I flip through here, the images are very, very evocative, and it's one of the reasons why Lamentations is so cherished by its fans is the mature nature of some of the art, and the modules themselves also can be quite graphic at times. So if that's not your thing, be pre-warned that it is weird fantasy. It's often deemed as, and as such, there will be some of that in the literature, the writing, and the imagery as well. So we see this full picture here of this skull, if you will, this head. Now this is going to be all spells in the game. Magic is quite simple in the game compared to newer versions of Dungeons & Dragons as well. So I'm just going to do a flick through here quickly, and you can see the skull decompose in front of your eyes, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool little addition, which, you know, not necessary. But again, we'll flip back and you can have a look that there's a full spell book for both the magic users and the clerics within the game. Some typical spells that you might be familiar with from your days of playing games like Dungeons and Dragons. like many of these books, large sections are taken up for spells. So I'll give you an idea of what the art is like in the book and what the physical structure of the book is like if you were to decide to play this game. I would say that the book is not really necessary for play, but it is a beautiful little tome that definitely is welcome in my RPG collection. So for anyone interested, it's relatively cheap, and with just one little book, you can do a lot of fantastic gaming.
What we do here is go back.